Hey guys, what's up? I know I haven't made a video in a while, but both of my dogs had surgery, and that was just a very interesting process because I had one dog at two different vets. Long story, but now they're both at the same vet and they're good. But you know. And me and my husband have started some home model projects. My husband's been off, and we've been trying to just spend a lot more time together. And it just, I also hurt my foot, my right one first, by just dropping, some pictures and stuff on it because, I'm moving stuff around in my house. And I'm also finally figured out what to do with my back porch, and so we're trying to screen it in to make an additional kind of an addition to my dining room. Or I don't actually have a dining room, so we're kind of making my porch my indoor outdoor dining room, but also grill area because I don't have a dining room. I just have a kitchen and a living room, and my house is small. So anyways, my porch is this high off the ground, and I don't know what the heck happened really. I was wearing flip-flops, so I probably slipped on a flip-flop, I don't know. But I went out the back door and I climbed off of the stairs because I was going to, or actually there is no stairs. I was climbing off the back porch and I slipped and rolled my ankle, so I hurt my left ankle right as my right foot was starting to feel better. That was an ordeal because urgent care, I called urgent care, they said they'd take me, and then when I got there, they said, now go to ER, we're not dealing with you, and it's and I already had an appointment with my regular doctor, so I just seen her about my foot the very next day. Luckily my foot's not broken, but I do have to wear a boot that I can remove, thank God, because I don't know if I could handle a cast where I couldn't remove it. But so I'm in a boot, which is great. It's fine. I can hobble around in it. It's just been one of those, it rains, it pours, there's just been a lot going on, and making a video really just I haven't really had a whole lot of time for it. And yeah, so sorry about me not really being there. But anyways, oh, and I had to go to the dentist, and I got they tightened my braces and fixed all the broken brackets, and that was fun. That was fun. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Okay, so I've been thinking about the end times and stuff, and I've kind of actually taken a little bit of a step back from it because my heart, it's just kind of broken, thinking about how many people are going to be left behind, and how many people, you think are gonna go with you, but because they don't have a true relationship with Jesus, they're going to be left behind. I mean, you can't be a lukewarm Christian. You have to be all in or not. And we stumble, we fall, we're imperfect, and that's something that we really need to admit to the Lord, that we're imperfect, we're sinners, we stumble, we fall, we want to be perfect. I want to be perfect. I hate that I'm imperfect. I really do. But that's reality. And reality can be a hard pill to swallow. Really hard to swallow sometimes. So, was I going to say? So, God puts us in situations and in places for such a time as this. So, I have had preachers tell me that I can't marry. When I got married to my husband, I actually had a bunch of preachers tell me that I couldn't marry my husband, or they wouldn't do it because we would be unequally yoked. And I always felt like, no, I feel like they took that verse way out of context, and people have been taking it way out of context for a long time. And I understand that you need to grow together and be in God's presence together, which I understand that. But I honestly believe sometimes that God calls Christian women and Christian men that truly have a relationship with Jesus to marry unbelievers. I'm married to a non-believer, and here's why I think that, because there is other verses in the Bibles where people are told not to marry a godly woman. They're told to marry an ungodly woman. And there's one story that just really keeps popping in my mind, where God told this man to marry a hooker, a man of God who had a heart that was on fire for Jesus. He told him to marry a hooker. And you know what? It turned out amazing. That marriage, if I remember right, the marriage turned out amazing. Because God was involved. And let me tell you something. Why do I think that I married the right person? Because my marriage is not perfect. No marriage is perfect. I'll tell you that right now. No marriage is going to be perfect. Because no two people are the same. A marriage is two imperfect people coming together, knowing that they're imperfect, and fighting to hold on to each other, to make something beautiful. That's what a marriage is. Everything else is just icing on the cake. But, so I married my husband, who is a non-believer, and let me tell you, it's been a ride. It's been a ride. And sometimes, married couples, they argue, they fight, and they make up. But things can be said. And let me tell you, the enemy, Satan, he loves to find people. He uses people, he uses situations, and he'll use anything and anything that he can grasp at, just to try to knock you down and keep you down and try to stop what God has planned. And let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something right now. I can tell when the enemy is using my husband against me. I can see it, I know it, and the atmosphere changes, so I can feel it as well. But I can also feel when God uses a circumstance to reach my husband. Now, at first, when I first met my husband, I tried to shove Jesus down his throat. Like, I was like, oh, we need to pray. We need to do this. And I'm like sitting there going, okay, you know, I was trying to basically force feed him Jesus. And, you know, I think God was kind of laughing at me going, you can't do that. You can't force feed me to somebody. That ain't gonna work. And so I was like, okay. It took me a little bit to realize that. But now, I backed off, and I'll watch a movie, a Left Behind movie, or we'll be watching some other movie that doesn't have any relation to actually the Lord or whatever. My husband, he likes to watch apocalyptic movies. I don't know why. He just does. But I can take the opportunity, because my husband knows I'm a smart aleck, and I will actually pop off a few things here and there about certain movies. And he just looks at me like I'm crazy. But he just lets me do it anyways. He, you know, because we'll be sitting there watching a apocalyptic movie or something, and I'll be like, wow, I wonder if that's how the tribulation's gonna look. And he'll look at me and be like, explain yourself. And I'll be like, well, it says in the Bible, and I'll quote scripture, it's going to be like 1/4 of the earth is going to be burned up in fire, and 1/4 of the water is going to turn to blood, and rocks and mountains will be shaken and flattened. And, you know, I'll just kind of quote scripture over and over again, the same stuff. And, you know, if we're watching I like to watch the movie called The Mark, and my husband, he likes to ask questions like, okay, is that the Antichrist? And, you know, he'll do the same thing for like, because there's the Mark 1, the Mark 2, and then there's New World Order, which we've watched before. And I think he gets into that because it has like a apocalyptic theme to it that, I don't know, just capture. So I get in there, and I'll sit there, and I will tell him and talk about how much I don't want him left behind, and how much I want him with me, and I love him. And I will literally sit there and be like, you know, Jesus is coming soon. And, you know, I bought this, oh my gosh, guys, I still need to show you this hoodie, but it's like too warm to wear it in my car. So, and I think I put it in the washer, because in my house, my husband keeps it like ice cold. But my husband's constantly got me moving and doing stuff over, you know, the time he's been off, because he took some vacation so he could work on the house and deal with the dogs and stuff. But anyways, so I love this hoodie, and it's a really good hoodie, and I need to go to the Watchman River channel and get his link so that that way I can put it up like, hey, y'all need, because they have a t-shirt or a hoodie, and it's like really good. But I saw the hoodie option. I love hoodies, and I know that is something that's like my home hoodie until, you know, I get outside. But I have my dogs, and they like to rub all over it, so it's covered in hair. So it's currently in the washer. But it says, and my husband kind of thinks it's a little bit cool, but also a little bit like, why did you get that saying? Like, you should have just got the alien look. It would have been fine. Because my husband's like, looks into, I don't know, he likes watching alien documentaries too. And of course, you know me, my smart little mouth, I've got something to say about that too. Aliens aren't real. And my husband's like, what do you mean aliens aren't real? And I'm like, aliens are not real. Aliens are going to be the excuse they use after the rapture happens, because they need something to explain the rapture. And my husband's like, okay. Which my hoodie kind of makes sense, because it says, aliens didn't take us. And on like the little shoulder, it has like Jesus, and it says, I did. And it's like, what? But it's got like the spaceship, and you know, it's actually kind of cool. I really, really like it. I have got to get a coffee from there. Coffee sounds really great. I mean, I love coffee, you guys, and I've been wanting to try that coffee shop. Anyway, sorry, I get distracted. Yeah. So my husband, when I first got that hoodie and I showed it to him, he goes, and I explained it to him, I'm like, it's a Rapture hoodie. And he's like, a Rapture hoodie? And I'm like, yeah. And I started talking to him about it more. And I just find the littlest opportunities to present that I love the Lord and that Jesus is my rock and Jesus is my shield. And I keep telling my husband, basically, one day I'm going to be gone in a twinkling of an eye. I'm not going to be here anymore. I'm going to be with Jesus. And the people who are left behind are going to have to deal with the 7 years of tribulation. My husband sees a new world order coming, but he doesn't really believe the tribulation and all that. So, it is something for sure. But hey guys, I've got to get off here and I've got to call and see if they can bring out my order for Lowe's. So I will talk to you guys later. Y'all have a great day. Bye, y'all.